$10,000 on the line. Who will Dez face for the most feared challenge belt? We head inside USA Stadium, the home of the 2025 Madden Championship Series. The kick is away. It will be Big Tay with the ball first to kick off semifinal number 2. Take a look at Big Tay's offense. Ty, you mentioned different style of offense. Fred Taylor and Joe Burrow leading it.
Yeah, Joe Burrow at quarterback with that Fred Taylor. We talked about that Patriots offense. Some different formations we'll see, but we'll see DK Metcalf and A.J. Brown, who these big body beasts have been massive all day long in this tournament.
Take a look defensively of what he's going to bring out there, and right in the middle, there it is, user, that Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, that Isaiah Simmons. If you're looking at his lineup right here with Big Tay, you're kind of wondering why he has the open spaces. We in the community like to say this is the glitch lineup so he can have safeties and cornerbacks at his 6'1 defense. So I like how he runs it, and he has Isaiah Simmons out there. So we're going to see, who's going to be in the middle of that 6'1 defense. That's a bomb
right away.
In the middle.
Over the top, A.J. Brown, 20, 15, 10, 5. What a way to start for the newcomer.
Big Tay ain't come out here to play, man. He ain't come out here to play.
One play, one touchdown, just like that. Big Tay, can he do the unthinkable? Can he go and beat another belt winner back-to-back like that?
But honestly, I'm not surprised he scored. I mean, scored that quick, absolutely. But the thing is, this is what I want to see right here. This next possession, how tough of a defensive stand is Big Tay going to make it on Fancy moving this ball down here? Because if Fancy come down here and look like he's shooting fish in the barrel, it's going to be a long game.
I just checked my clock. Yep, that's 9 seconds. Kick is away. And Fancy will take this out of the 30-yard line. Let's take it back to just a couple seconds ago. Joe Burrow, A.J. Brown, what a connection over the top. And how about 80 yards for your first play in a $10,000 game of Madden?
And seam streaks. We talk about them so much once again.
And that's just good placement. Him trying to do some switch stick like he has some pressure getting there. That's an easy pass. Big Tay enjoying the moment, man.
Got the hoodie on, too.
As we get ready for Fancy's first drive. I mean, he is locked in.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at Fancy's offense. How potent has it been? He's going Will Levis at quarterback, TD.
Will Levis with that gunslinger ability. Once again, DK Metcalf. Now, he has Jamar Chase out there. You don't see too much Jamar Chase. We see a lot of Tyreek Hill instead. But once again, has that DK, that AJ, and that Kyle Pitts at tight end.
And Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill have a tendency to fumble, so that's one of the reasons you do not see him. But if you look on the defense...
He's not using that Isaiah Simmons.
Yeah, and he has that Malcolm Rodriguez. He's going to be 91 speed out there on that Lions team.
And he does have 4 pick artists out there on his defense as well, something to keep an eye out for.
2nd and 2. Levis in the shotgun. Go to Trips over to the right side. That Trips tight end flex. Right up the seam. He's got DK. Tries to cut inside to the 40-yard line. There's one thing we know about Fancy's offense. It's going to work quickly.
Very up-tempo, high-powered to the highest level, and he loves this trips tight end flex formation, rocking that Detroit Lions offensive playbook. They have maybe the best trips in the entire game.
Oh, my goodness.
Right at the seam, man. A.J. Brown with the catch. User, you making that read? Yes, you are. Ty, you making that read? You too.
I mean, he had circle open. That just wasn't the good read, and that's why Big Tay got excited. Like, okay, he's human. He'll make a mistake. He'll throw me one. Didn't have his baseline on in the beginning. Now he has it on, switch sticking.
Got him.
Pressure not getting there. Easy touchdown.
I mean, you want to know what's crazy? You watch this offense from Fancy.
Too easy.
Into the end zone. You know who it reminds me of? It reminds me of old school back in the day air raid offense, Mike Leach, the late great coach who would just, it felt like you were always running. It was a conditioning battle. Simple concepts and getting the ball out of the quarterback's hands quickly. That's what Fancy's basically running right now.
Yeah, he really is spread style, up-tempo, spread the defense out with all these receivers, and go as quick as possible. Get it to your playmakers in space, big play after big play, and just like that, within 3 plays, he's in the end zone.
Yeah, and as you see, Big Tay didn't have a couple things set up early, and so right here, Just didn't get the pressure there, and that's the thing about 6-1. We're not running 6-1 for coverage. We're not.
No.
The pressure doesn't get home.
If we don't get there, it's a dot anyway. And that's why I say if you're going to run it, we're going to get dotted, we're going to get dotted anyway. So go ahead.
That's why we might see a lot of points scored in this game. Because if he's trying to just send pressure, there's going to be a lot of big plays. He's just hoping to get one turnover that can change the game.
Big Tay back on offense. What a block in the interior, but Antonio Gates can't make the catch.
And I think that would have been open there. Just waited a few more seconds. You got that post. Wait for that streak to clear out the defender. You got a little too antsy, threw it too soon.
Sign up now. Scan the QR code. Get your share. Over the top. Antonio Gates. 20, 15, 10, 5. Big Tay. Big score.
And that's what I was taking away from the game with him and Skimbo. It was a hell game. Big Tay was putting up points. Him and Fancy ran the exact same defense. They both got patched. The question is, who could come up with that defensive stop?
User, can we get a little Shazam on what he's singing?
No, I ain't even paying attention when that man's singing. He sounds like a mumble rapper.
Mixtape drops soon. Take a look one more time. I mean, Big Tay's got only big plays. And this time it's Antonio Gates right down the seam.
Yeah, those seam streaks once again. And Fancy's getting a little aggressive with this switch stick, trying to come underneath. And Big Tay gets behind the defense for a second drive in a row. And just like that, I mean, first drive, it was the first play of the game. Second drive, the second play right there. We're going to see a lot of points scored. I think both these guys can score over 50.
Over-under for the game set at 99.5. I'm taking the over. And sure. Can he get it there? Can he get it there?
Oh, what did they call? What did they call?
DPI!
Oh,
that's good.
Wow.
It's a 41-yard DPI. It's like it's Monday Night Football. The refs make it about themselves.
Wow, they really call PI.
They never call that. But Fancy's going to attack that seam streak all day long against his 4-3 even. Out of that trips formation.
Fancy has a run play?
And that's the thing about it. You're not going to be able to run on 6-1.
But is it just an opportunity to show it, to make sure that they can't just completely...
You got to double check. You see how Big Tay has his line slid in that 6-1. He's ready. Okay, so like I said, he was... Like I was telling you before, the way he has his lineup set up, as you see, Jordan Poyer is his middle linebacker lurking. So it's not that Isaiah Simmons, because the way he has his depth chart set up. Bringing up a big 3rd and 16 right here.
And something also on that Jordan Poyer, he actually has secure tackler on him, user, which you don't see, too often.
Especially against a non-runner.
Starting that line to the left this time, standing right over the center. Can you get some pressure?
Picked up nicely, and there's DK Metcalf one-on-one. 20, 15, 10, 5. He's in the end zone. And back and forth we go.
And that right there, Big Tay, he bailed out before the ball was snapped. When you're running at 6-1, you have to sit there just for a second to hold that center so you'll be able to get pressure. But him worried about the seam so much, he ended up bailing out just a second too early. Therefore, Fancy had time all day once again. If he gets time in that 6-1, it's going to be a touchdown.
And that's the exact same play he scored his first touchdown on, the slant post combo. And to your point, user, he's so worried about that seam streak. Fancy's only ran 2 plays out of trips. He's only ran 2 plays this entire game. He mixed in the 1 run play, but it's been 2 plays out of trips, the seam streak, and then this slant. Once again, 2 plays on the slant, 2 touchdowns for Fancy.
And the thing about it, he went to that post, but the post was covered, It was like he just has to trust his defense and make the right adjustments. Nice out route, just making right reads. Big Tay is out here lazing.
Burrow back to pass.
Another laze.
By the way, if you haven't linked your EA account and your Twitch account, make sure you scan that QR code now, link it, and make sure you're earning those drops, because you can get that Isaiah Simmons.
Big Tay, he is tough in this U-trips, that off-trips Pats formation in the Patriots playbook. I don't think he's thrown an incompletion yet, user.
Yeah, he's throwing one over the middle, but he's out here cooking. Oh, he had a touchdown.
Throw this one away.
I'm not mad at it, though. It would have been too risky. Sometimes when you see those streaks and you throw them late, it'll be behind them and gives the defense enough time to get up under and pick it off.
2nd and 10. Burrow back to pass.
Nice.
Left side, and he finds Herman Moore. Another first down.
That's a laser there. And you see Fancy, he's worried about the middle of the field, right? These slants, these posts. You come to that left side, that solo side on that corner route, gets the feet down.
Take the drag.
Had the drag.
Just going to take off a Burrow? Okay, we're not.
No, we're just going to throw it away. You had too much time there.
You don't even want to scramble.
No.
He feels too confident in the way he's passing.
I mean, can you blame him? Corner out, got him. Kyle Pitts, hot beams and lasers. This is Big Tay. How may I be of service?
What's up, bro? This is an offensive clinic from Big Tay.
Kick is up. It's good. Yeah, we got 1:48 to go in the first quarter, and we have 35 combined points.
This game is probably going to take an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, you guys want to take a break or something?
Yeah.
Slant post, bro.
We can just come back in the third quarter when it's 49's up.
He returning.
Take a look at this replay one more time. He feels good about his passing attack because his passing attack feels good.
Yeah, that sharp cutting corner route beats the man coverage to the sideline. Big Tay fired up about it. 21-14, and we're still not even out of the first quarter.
Nah, man.
Big Tay running all these short corner routes and short posts. So tough to stop, especially after the patch.
Goes to the ground. Fred Taylor, not a lot of it. Man, if you're Dez, you gotta. This is tough. You about to have a long break. Gotta stay warm.
Tries to run the Willie. Big Tay coming out here, switching the defense up, going from that 6-1 to now running the dollar. If y'all know, that's the Willie, the big Willie play. The question is, Willie is tough after the patch, but can you get there? If you don't get there, remember, match defense now, you cannot shade down. So the thing about it, if he doesn't get pressure there, he could give up a big bomb, and he does.
Jamar Chase, first down. What were you saying? Something about
Right on
what was
cue.
That?
Hey, man, I ain't saying I played the game.
Nostra
I'm just saying, you feel me?
The Uja Damas.
Oh, man. Willie's tough, though, man. Screamer. You just got to get there, man. And, you know, one thing after the patch, before the patch, you know, it's another thing we should have touched on. You know, if you came out there in a matching defense, if you was cover 4, the Willie, whatever, if you shaded down cover 6 Willie, if you shaded down in one of those match defense, it will break the match concept, whether you shade it down or shade it up. But now, since the patch, it doesn't matter whether you shade down or shade up. That defense is still going to match no matter what.
Yep.
So now, if your pressure doesn't get there, we know match is good when you got pressure. But if it doesn't get there, you're going to give up a big play. And that's, you know, I like how he's trying to switch it up. But still, you know, I still like the 6-1, man. Put some pressure on this guy.
Near in the end of the first quarter, 21-14. Big Tay with the lead. Every possession has ended in a touchdown so far. Will we keep up that pattern? It's Kyle Pitts underneath. Pick up almost a first down. We'll call it second and short. Ball's at the 23-yard line.
Fancy. See if he calls on the play. Looks like he's going to take it to the end of the first.
First quarter over hits, 21-14. So we go to the second quarter of action. Fancy on the drive. Ball's at the 23-yard line. It's Levis in the shotgun. Bunch to the right side. Solo receiver to the left. Now he'll go out of bunch to that trips tight end flex.
Same
Slant
thing.
post again?
Slant post combo.
This time he throws to the flat. Oh, hit him with the, oh, hold on. Shimmy shake. Inside the 10, first and goal.
And that time Tate did go back to the 4-3 even, but you know, you're just vulnerable to the flats to the outside there. So that's a simple read from Fancy. You check it down to the table route, out of the backfield, you pick up what you can get, put yourself in a first and goal situation.
Handoff on the RPO. That's why I say it's sort of like, I mean, that's what Mike Leach built with the air raid was A lot of routes, but simple concepts. Disguise the defense early and make your read. And that's kind of what he's doing right now.
And this time he goes to bunch Y flex. We haven't seen that too much out of him. We see maybe the trips tight end flex.
Yeah, he doesn't. What he calls is not what he ends up in. Goes and trips flex.
Oh, that's a pick.
Oh, Big Tay jumped it. It's Champ Bailey the other way.
And that's
we have our first stop of the game.
And I like the fact that he went back to that 6-1 when he got close to that red zone. Like I told you before, I felt like the only way he was going to get a stop was being in that 6-1. Obviously, Fancy, you got to respect the pressure that 6-1 brings. Even though he had a little bit of time, I felt like he just didn't have to force that in there. No one was really around him, but he was hearing ghosts.
Hearing ghosts,
Seeing ghosts, whatever one it was.
Smelling ghosts.
Spooky season.
It is spooky. It's the most.
Fancy trying to go to the 6-1 that gets snapped off sides. Straight free play.
Ooh, Kyle Pitts makes the catch.
Right here in that 6-1. Like I said, there was really no pressure for him, but he throws that Champ Bailey. That's that new most feared 90 overall Champ Bailey.
And that was a nice switch stick, too. Last second kind of went over there to guard that whip route with Champ Bailey getting the pick.
And that's what I was saying before. Like, you see Fancy, he's kind of feeling the same thing. Like, I'm not getting any pressure. Let me go out here and try to run 6-1. He doesn't have baseline on. That's why that linebacker is all the way out there, you know.
And you know what's interesting? I mean, still a lot of game left. We don't know how this one is going to end, but the question we're going to have to start asking ourselves is Tyler Davis the mush? I'm just throwing it out there.
I mean, hey.
Do we need to bring up the records again on this?
We can bring up the record today. How about that?
Oh, hey, settle down over there, Mustard. Let me get you a hot dog.
The mushter Tyler Davis. Burrow in the shotgun. Pressure picked up momentarily, throws it to Kyle Pitts.
That's just good using.
I think he had the streak, though, for a touchdown. Yeah, I think so.
One thing I will admit, I like the way Fancy is hitting that center, and there's not many people that I've seen to be able to run that 6-1 like that and get that A-gap pressure. Only person I know that can do that is Lambo. Oh, man. And I don't know how much he's been in Lambeau rooms, but I like the way he's trying to set up and run that 6-1. Especially, I didn't think Fancy had another defense in his bag that he felt so comfortable with. And him switching to the
Streamer.
He's getting that A-gap shed almost every time.
Feet in bounds, yes indeed. 1st and 10 inside the red zone.
Well, Big Tay says, I don't care about your A-gaps. I don't care about the pressure.
I don't know how many people know how difficult it is to do what Fancy's doing right now. Like I said, Lambeau is the only other guy I've ever been able to. I mean, I tried it. I ain't gonna lie, I tried it. I was in the lab like, Lambeau, I cannot get my guy. That's a beam. Oh, he drops it.
And to your point, Fancy's getting it every time.
Yeah, he's getting it every time. Lambeau was the only guy I saw getting it consistent. I tried it, but I mean, if you can get that every time, that's a tough defense to stop because you can send 4 people and get an A gap and still have that pressure. Then when you want to send 6, bring that other line back in, or you can still send 5 and slide the line.
Well, it's got to be tough for you being such a no money spent guy getting these defenses to work.
I mean, you know how it is, man. We grind all day. Yeah, we grind all. We do the draft champs. We do all that, you know. We grind all day. You laughing, but it's true. The chat knows it. Everybody knows it.
What
Lying
chat?
to the people. Imagine.
Just straight to their face. We have microphones on. That's crazy.
Okay, motion that guy.
I like the motion here.
This is the first time we've seen it.
You can ask RG. Put the boomskis in the chat, man.
Circle.
That's a pick.
Joey Porter Jr. All of a sudden, the defenses have come to play here in semifinal number 2.
And that's the thing right there. You heard him say he forced it. When you get those turnovers, you got to be happy with 3. If the defense is there, hey, kudos, you got it. Let me take my 3 and still be up 1 possession. Him trying to force it in there, you got to understand who you're playing.
And that's the thing as we take a look at the replay. If this is on like the 50, this is probably a completion. But when the field shrinks down here in the red zone, you don't have as much room to throw it. He's able to click on with Porter Jr. and get the pick. But if he's backed up more, the switch stick went to the right side, all those streaks, he probably has room to throw that post. But when the field shrinks like that, you don't have enough room.
Yeah, and Porter was already breaking on that. He didn't have to switch.
It wasn't that hard of a switch.
Yeah, Ty, you already hit it on the head. The field was too short to try to throw that route.
He did not get the feet in bounds. 2nd and 10. Boy, he had the easy corner route instead. Resets. He's in trouble. And down goes Levis.
Big 3rd and 18 right here.
3rd and 18. The shadows of your own goalpost.
And you see how first quarter, no defense at all. 2nd quarter, it's getting a little bit tighter. These guys are starting to buckle down a little bit more.
They've stopped to give up the big plays. And once they both got into the goal line scenario where they're not able to find some of those big spread out plays, now all of a sudden we have 2 turnovers inside the red zone. This is where it gets tough.
Took Big Tay a little bit to pick his play, wondering if he set some zone drops in this situation right here, but he's not sending that linebacker. Only going to send 5, no, send 4. And good shit.
He gets out of the end zone 4th and 4. What do you do here?
He's going to go.
He's going to go.
And this is never good because you're backed up in your end zone. The camera angle kind of changes. You don't have as much room to pass the ball. This is a really tough spot. And this could be a game-changing play if Tay gets the stop.
This feels like a play where
do we send 6 or 5? He got so much pressure right there by only sending 4. I don't know.
This seems like a play if you're fancy, if you're going for this. You either want the first down or you want an incomplete pass and give him such a short field you're going to get the ball back. You don't want to pick up like 10.
He chooses to go dollar right here. Obviously, this is going to be edge blitz. He doesn't like it. He jumps offside. That's huge right there. I mean, if I was Big Tay, I probably would have burned my timeout instead of giving him those 6 yards right there to get him off the yard line. I feel like, that's a rookie mistake.
4th and 14 feels a lot better.
Yeah, rookie mistake right there. You got to burn your timeout. Still keep him in that position. 4th and 15, it don't really matter what you're saying. These guys can get to that first down marker right here. Now he's going back to the defense. I don't know whether this is cover 6 Willie or edge blitz. We will see.
$10,000
speed out to the wide side.
Sends the edge blitz.
Does he have him? Can he get it there? Pitts makes the catch. It's a first down for Fancy. And you talk about, we'll look back as whether that taking that encroachment penalty, that little extra space.
Yeah, because
really
how much is the timeout
pressure.
going to do? If you get the stop, you get the 1. You get the 1 anyway. Burn that timeout. And, stay in the 6-1. Stay what got you your stops, man. Don't overthink it. A lot of times people can overthink it.
If it's not working, that's when you switch out. But when it's working,
yeah. I mean, because we know why he scored the first 2 touchdowns. First touchdown, you didn't have base alignment set. The second touchdown, you still wasn't ready, with your adjustments, so you got quick snap. And after that, you came up with a big stop. Sometimes it take a minute to get your fingers warmed up. You feel me?
And this talks. You talk about the experience of playing here for the first time. This is where, Big Tay knows he made a mistake. How can he bounce back from that? Not let that get into his head. Not punish himself too much.
Good defense.
Really good defense. But finally, it's Kyle Pitts open down to the 34-yard line.
That's tough because actually when he switched from that switch stick to cover that linebacker, he got switched onto the line, which gave him less pressure. He pulled the lineman off the line, trying to go back into coverage. Gave him less pressure. Fancy had time to wait for that route to open back up.
And that's always the worst feeling as a Madden player. You get stuck on the D-line right there. You're stuck in no man's land. You try to run back. That allows usually a big play to happen.
Quick throw up the seam. Brown can't make the catch. Going to be 2nd and 10. Semifinal number 2, live from the Full Sail University Orlando Health Fortress here in Winter Park, Florida. Nick Zesko, Tyler Davis, one great user along with you. Most feared challenge. Dez is waiting in the wings. Down goes Levis, 3rd and 15.
And you can tell Big Tay is real comfortable in that 6-1 even. I can always tell guys who've been playing in it when they've been able to not play on that middle linebacker, say, hey, okay, I'm going to play on the defensive end this time. I'm going to play on the linebacker this time. And Big Tay just switching up all his defensive, but that's a beam.
Got Kyle Pitts. What's interesting watching this is we see those sacks, they can be drive killers. Fancy almost seems comfortable taking that sack because he knows if he can pick it up just one time, he's going to pick up a big play.
He knows there's no situation where he can't convert. He feels like even on 4th and 30, he has probably a play that he can go to. He goes to verticals there, quick snaps, it gets the corner up behind the defense.
Got him, Fred Taylor, Florida Gator.
That window was tight. That was a beam. Yeah. That window was tight. That was a beam.
It's a hot beam.
That had some smoke on that one. I mean, man coverage, the angle route beats the man coverage, but then you got that other defender kind of sitting over the middle. He throws it right in that tight window. That's a laser.
And right here in this situation, this is where I kind of worry about Big Tay. You got 24 seconds. I say it all the time. You can't win a game before half, but you can for sure lose it. Hopefully in this situation, he's careful with the ball. You have one timeout. You want to get 3, but one thing you do not want to do is turn this ball over. Right here, take a look back at that replay. That's a hot one, man. And if he throws that just a millisecond late, that's going to be a pick by that linebacker sitting right there.
Or if he leads it the wrong way, leads it inside a little too much, that's picked off. It's a perfect throw and a perfect score in this 21-21 game. Blackjack on both ends. 24 seconds left. It's Burrow back to pass.
Takes the whip route, get out of bounds, picks up he's short.
Picks up 9 and about 3/4.
Still got that one timeout left. You try to save it. You probably got to use it after this play, though. So ideally here, you want maybe 25, 30 yards with about 11 seconds left. Then you got one more play before a potential field goal. That ain't going to do it.
Does pick it up and get out of bounds. Nice pick up of 5 yards. And Fancy has his own drop set, making sure he's not going to give up no deep out route. I mean, if I'm Big Tay, just keep taking the short out routes, man. It's only going to run off a couple seconds. Oh, man,
seems well guarded. And that is the one thing you didn't want to do.
Yeah, can't take a sack there. Now, if you're Big Tay, you don't want to make a colossal mistake here. You don't want to throw a pick, potentially give Fancy a free 3 points. Definitely want to be careful with the football.
And as you see, Gastineau is already lit up with that double or nothing. Could be trouble. I feel like he had. I feel like Circle had a step on him.
He had a step, but we'll go to halftime. 21 apiece. This does feel like user back and forth. I mean, you thought about these semifinals being pretty evenly matched. This one feels like one of those evenly matched semis.
Yeah, I told you from what I watched, I know people probably thought, man, Big Tay was a huge upset over Skimbo, but the way, like you said, that patch helped him out, you know. And these guys that got here, remember, they got here off a different game.
Excellent stuff. Both these guys going toe-to-toe. I'm just impressed with Big Tay. I mean, just all day long.
He's got Taylor on the wheel out of the backfield, 45, 40-yard line. Fancy starting off with a big play.
I love the halfback wheel flat combo. I love that. This has been the only offense I've ever had in my life. The halfback wheel flat combo.
As you say, it's your bread and butter?
It's
your gluten-free bread and butter?
Baby. It is. And you see him go to it there, the wheel route out of the backfield. Looking good.
Will Levis in the shotgun, bunch to the left side. Do his little, show me run play. I think he's gained maybe a yard total.
Yeah, and you would think, too.
I don't think Fancy's becoming a runner anytime soon.
The base is usually successful versus the dollar defense with it spread out like that. So, but, I mean, Big Tay all over it there. Chenal gets in the backfield.
Running the cover, Willie. Hey.
I think we've maybe seen of the 6 sacks that Big Tay has gotten, I think 5 of them have been on second down.
I mean, he's cooked up in that cover 6 Willie and that edge blitz. The edge blitz is the only thing that hasn't been that successful to him. See if he's running cover 6 Willie again or the edge blitz. He's going to go cover Willie. Doesn't get there. Oh, but he does get there late.
Is that one where you'd like to see Fancy step up and take off with Will Levis? He had a lot of space on that
Will
right
Levis,
side.
he's not too slow.
I'm not saying he's, AR-15, but he had some room out there.
I like this going to the covers, the 6-1 on 4th and 15.
Send the goons, user.
Yeah, send the goons. Slide that safety over. Yeah, I like it. He want to motion him out. That's fine. We're good.
4th and 15. Pressure up the seam.
Oh my God,
what
we gotta have
click on. I mean, we got to talk about the work that Fancy's put in. Click on and snatched it out of the air.
I mean, he's right there with his user. Big Tay has to be able to play that with his user. I mean, that's what you want right there. You want him to be able to throw it right at you. That's why Fancy's smiling like, come on, man.
I have never seen a man rob an interception from the air. I'm not saying there was a user there. I'm saying he actually robbed it from the air. Snatched that one. Big Tay can't believe it.
And that's what you're hoping for, though. You send the goons right there. You got a one-on-one against your user. You'll take that all day long. You just got to make the play. And Big Tay not fortunate enough to do it.
First and goal from the I form.
A little stretch call.
I didn't know Fancy had this play in the playbook. Christian Okoye, end zone touchdown. What a start from Fancy. Dude, the one thing, we talked about Fancy's biggest hurdle. It's never been a talent issue. It's always been a clutching up issue. And you talked about the comparisons to when Henry won his first belt, what that did for him opening up the floodgates. The one thing I think, if you're a competitor and you're watching Fancy right now that's scary, he's playing as confidently as maybe we have ever seen him play.
And that's the scary thing. We saw it with Henry, right? It was like, okay, he's good, but can he get over the hump? Then he wins the belt, and then he just goes on a streak, goes on a run, and wins all these belts. And can Fancy do the same thing? We're not sure, but the confidence is at an all-time high right now.
There's Dez waiting in the wings, watching this semifinal. Who will he face? That X Factor. That X Factor went move.
You know, not a lot of people are still using Gastineau with the double or nothing. He gets that for 1 AP, the X factor. Fancy saying, hey, I know I'm not going to be blitzing a lot. And when you're not sending 5 or 6 and you're going to send 3 people, you need the double or nothing. Fancy run that cover 6 Willie. Scream it! I don't throw out a sack pick!
And Reed with the pick, and that is a momentum changer.
All it takes is one. That's all you're looking for is one stop.
And that's why you have to take the 3. When you get your stops and you in a position to put somebody like Fancy down, you cannot play around with them. This is not a head-to-head matchup. You can't try to hold on to that one timeout, give him 5 yards, get him up off the 1 yard line, because he don't understand him being on that 1 yard line. He can't drop back in the pocket the way he wants. Normally they need a pocket at least 10 yards or 9 yards of depth. Now you just gave it to him. He only had 5 yards. You know, so in that situation, I look at all these mistakes. Hopefully they don't come back to bite Big Tay.
And if you're Fancy, you are feeling great about your position right now. They're chasing that little whip route. Nope, they're gonna put him. He's gonna put him on a smoke screen. Levis throws it to the smoke screen. It's still Jamar Chase. It's chased down to the 4 yard line, 3rd and goal.
And you got to hold the door right here, because one thing about it, Fancy gets stops right here, he's going to kick 3. And he's not going to force nothing right here because he understands how important one possession is.
Let's see what he goes to here. We saw him go to stretch earlier. He likes that smoke screen underneath out of this formation. Does he go back to that same play? Maybe setting up the whip route.
That's a big stop.
But I like that from Fancy. He stood in there. He took the sack. He did not try to force something. And he's going to take his 3 and go up by 2 scores.
And that's a big difference between a belt winner, a proven seasoned vet that's been here multiple times in these live events. And you look at Big Tay, now you're down 10 when you could have been in that same position because you're trying to, go for the gusto. Understand, when you make it this far, wins are not going to be pretty. Everybody wants to beat everybody by 21. Trust and believe. But you're not going to beat everybody at this stage by 21. So you got to be able to take your 3s, grind it out. You look at the game, you go back to Dreeny playing 88. He kicked 3 field goals to finally come up with a stop. And as you see right here, let's take a look at that replay. Throw out a sack.
Look at Reed saying, thank you so much.
I mean, arguably, that's the best defensive mud card on the game. If you don't have them, man, go ahead and get your $4 million and get them off the auction house.
And to your point, user,
Dang. You wouldn't know that. You're no money spent.
I mean, because I was top 100, so I don't know nothing about that. I earned it.
Okay, LeBron.
I earned it.
Okay, bro.
Nah, it's the difference between LeBron. I did it at the end when it mattered.
Well, you know what's great for no money spent players is earning your drops for watches. Scan that QR code. Make sure your EA account is linked with your Twitch account. Big Tay back on offense off the D-line pick, 2nd and 22. It's Burrow back to pass, right up the seam. That's a dangerous throw. And you saw Fancy licking his chops.
And to your point, user, a minute ago, like, when you get to this point, all these guys are similar talent-wise, right? It's about the small things. It's about the clock management. It's about taking your points. It's about not having turnovers. It's the small things that get you over that hump, and that's why experience really comes into play and is a huge factor.
Oh, man.
We got a little. Is this the first time we're seeing Big Tay a little flustered?
I mean, he's feeling the pressure now. He's down 10 in the second half. He understands who he's playing against, hoodie's off. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to really lock in.
Remember, winner of this game secures himself a cool $20,000.
And I already know we need this. Pausing the game Fancy needs a little bit more time on defense. The question is, what does Big Tay dial up right here?
You got to find a way. This could be ball game.
Burrow in the shotgun. 3 wide to the left side, 1 to the right side. Pitts on the left side of the line as well.
At least Gastineau isn't lit up. He should have a little bit of time.
Right at the seam, and a good swat. It's going to be 4th. 4th and forever. That 1st and goal, on that turnover, it's going to be 31-21, and now Fancy with another turnover on downs. I mean, he can put a vice grip on this game.
Yeah, if he can hold the door right here inside the red zone, maybe Big Tay has a chance.
He needs to hold him to 3.
I like the fact that he's clipping it. Too bad this ain't his account, and he won't be able to go back and look at it anyway.
Maybe you can check those friend requests, though.
Yeah, check your friend request, though.
Shout out to Grande Burrito Lover 44. Looking to get another lab game in. Empty backfield. Will Levis. Seam. Got him.
Little swerve action, too.
TD loves that. You remember when the swerve was good?
Oh, yeah.
TD's like, rocket catch. Come on.
Rocket catch, swerve, wheel routes. Might be back.
No. You might be back here next month in the booth. That's when you might be back. Let's not give people hope.
Big drive, though, there from Fancy. Way to capitalize on the turnover on downs. And this is what a champion does. This is why he's the defending champ, and he's showing out right now why.
Take a look one more time. Hits him with a little, swerve him. Opens up a 3-score lead. Man, it was 21-21, but 17 unanswered from Fancy.
Impressive.
He has everything locked down right now. I mean, he's not fooled. He's not out of position.
And that's the thing about it. You know you're playing one of the best man players in the world right now. To not take advantage of when you're getting these stops and turnovers in position, I just go back to those 2 plays, trying to force it in there right before, right in the red zone, and then just willingly like, hey, man.
Nice find.
I got you at the 1-yard line. Here's 5 yards. You can have that, Worthy for president. You will not get a game.
You are not getting a game, my friend. It's not the time. Yo, I see you're down a bunch. Hit me with a game.
Hey, Worthy's relentless.
Yeah. Burrow in the shotgun. Right up the seam. Does he have him? Picked off. Luxurious Sneed.
I just got so much user. So much sticks.
Bro, what's crazy is Fancy has always been known as a great offensive player, and you're starting to see the defensive game come around.
The switch stick. It was just...
He said before the last tournament, I feel like I've got the best switch stick in the game right now, and he just showed it right there.
I mean, I guess so. The man down, chucking up stuff.
Wow, user. So what you're saying right now is one great user.
I'm just saying, like,
he doesn't think the Fancy's that good. No, that's cool.
No.
User, say it with your chest.
No, I'm just saying,
say
like,
it with your chest.
Listen, Big Tay's down 7. He has to try to score quick. He's going deep. Like, I'm not impressed with that play.
User's just sour because the mush is back. All right, he picked his man, and now he's getting popped.
Return at the mush.
That's fine. We 2-2 today. That's fine. That's fine. I'll take that.
I mean, gonna be 2-3 when you mush whoever in the finals.
Did you see that friend request?
Yo, Henry, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. The crazy thing is that's not even Henry's name.
No, it's not.
Henry's name is Ripper Drown. Like that. Y'all are terrible. Why are y'all out here with Henry's name? Like, what is wrong with y'all?
Oh man.
Yo, I'm gonna take it. That's why Henry has to go with a different name, because y'all have taken everything trying to steal this man's identity.
Fourth quarter, 17-point game here in semifinal number 2. Levis up the wheel. Yep, DK Metcalf.
And I like that too from Fancy. He does the possession catch to go down because he's going to use all this clock up 3 possessions right here.
Clock running down under 10 seconds. And listen, we've already switched away from a game that turned into a game. But the way this game is going right now, we kind of get to start talking about Dez and Fancy. I mean, that is a marquee matchup for a belt.
Yeah. I mean, you got the guy who's the hottest right now on the street, Fancy. Can he go back to back? Dez, 2-time belt winner. It doesn't get any better. You're going to get high-level man play. Big Tay gave us a great first half.
I do think if there's one thing, I mean, it is never easy when you get this far, you get so close, and you're not able to get to the final, you get so close to more money. But if there's one thing I think Big Tay can take away from this is that, he belongs here. This is somebody who, we are going to keep our eye on for the next couple of tournaments as somebody who's worked his way into the top 10 in MCS points. As somebody who's got a lot of opportunities left to get back here, I think there's nothing that he's shown that I sit there and go, add him to the list of guys who I'm not surprised when he gets back here.
No doubt about it. This was no fluke. I mean, Big Tay is legit. He is the real deal. I mean,
Now, Tyler Davis winning the Arizona Cardinals club, that was a fluke, but this was no fluke.
All right, Mr. Goatee over there.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, Big Tay's still good with the points. All he really needs is, a couple of 32s.
Yep.
Couple of 30. He doesn't really even have to make another live, but just play solid.
Keep playing solid in that
Playing
elimination.
solid, you'll make the Madden Bowl. These tournaments, the challenges are great. You're giving out belts. You're winning 50,000. But at the end of the day, you want to be able to make it to the Madden Bowl because that's where the cheddar's at. I was looking at the prize winning. I'm like, Skimbo got 3 belts, but 300,000. And I'm like, Fancy got more money than him? This is crazy. Because you understand how important each tournament is. And then you think about Henry. Skimbo still did it over a longer period of time. But Henry has hit 1 million. And it's like, you got to make sure you're winning at the right time. I think they gave Skimbo maybe a bag of chips and Doritos on his first belt.
Yeah, you got to think about imagine if Skimbo won those 3 belts the last 3 years.
Oh my God.
We just talked about him as Madden there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Another thing, too, it's interesting. I believe Dez and Fancy lab partners repping that 818 Madden. I know they both got some ebooks out on the site, so I know they know each other really well. So pretty cool that they're going to match up here in our championship game.
Running this clock out. Impressive second half from Fancy. And I think what's going to be really fun about this matchup, you got 2 guys who are drawing up some of the best offenses, some of the best game plans, route combos, really mixing it up offensively, showing you the same look, and then he'll throw it somewhere else. Both of these guys have done it in these semifinal games. I think that's what's going to be really fun, is watching this chess match about who's going to be able to diagnose, all right, when's he throwing to the corner, when he's throwing to the seam street. It's not the same thing every play.
Yeah, it's not. Definitely mixing it up, going with a lot of different stuff. But you got to give credit to Fancy's defense, too, and especially in this second half, right? Big Tay came out big, throwing the ball great, had some lasers. But it was the defense for Fancy. Stayed in the dollar, and he really found a rhythm there, found a groove, and able to get some stops.
As Dez awaits. Big Tay not throwing in the towel quite yet, down the middle of the field. Man, hasn't even been able to get some of those 50-50 plays to go his way.
It's tough when you're using gunslinger. You don't have that gift wrap. You're not going to be able to guarantee those catches.
You wrap your gifts still?
Oh, absolutely. I'm using AR-15 wrapping gifts.
Really, you really are just a embodiment of no money spent. And I love that. A role model.
I can't afford these guys, the Joe Burrows and all that. I mean, it's tough. Me, I'm just out here grinding, man. I don't look left. I don't look right. I keep my head down.
Look, I would never question your grind.
It sounds like you're about to.
Nah, I wouldn't question your grind.
What'd you say, Nick? Everybody who's sending these requests, they will get banned in the giveaways?
I never said that.
You did. That's crazy. I got the message right here. You said they'll never win another giveaway again.
I would never say
That's
that.
crazy. No dump.
I would never say that, but that certainly is a risk.
What'd you say, Ty? Strip them of their Twitch drops.
That's crazy. Wow, just for watching here, that's insane.
Strip them of their Twitch
Throw
drops.
the guy in the orange jacket under the bus.
This is not orange.
Well,
That's
the bus will be able to see
candy
you in
corn.
the orange jacket. Don't you worry. They'll stop.
Just because I came out in the Halloween spirit and you guys didn't, I don't know what to tell you. We got a skeleton on the commentary desk. This is Halloween. Come on, boys. Gotta get in the spirit. Michael Myers will come and get you if you don't.
Go for it. Go for it, dude. It is Nini's and GG's no better feeling. $10,000 extra in his pocket. And Fancy 1 win away from going back to back. What a battle these two had.